is I want you guys to remember your emotions are just as valid as the other emotions that are around you. Hey guys, welcome back, or just welcome if you're new to my channel. I'm Bethany for those who don't know. If you haven't noticed, I'm wearing the same exact shirt in another video, and that's because I've recorded 2 videos in one day, which is a new record for me. So I wanted to start this video off talking about my beautiful crystals because they're brand new and they're gorgeous, and I wanted to show you guys how beautiful they are. So we have this beautiful moon crystal. Do you guys see it? Do you see it? Do you see how beautiful it is? Oh my god, it's so gorgeous. And honestly, I don't even think it shows off like the true beauty of my crystal. I love it. And then we have the little kitty cat shaped one. I think they're agate. I'm pretty sure they are. I don't know exactly, but I'm pretty sure they're agate. I got them from Moonstruck Crystals. I'll give her like a little free promo. Not like she's gonna get much much coming from me, but hey, why not? I found her on Instagram. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys the cute little crystals. But let's get into today's video. So I wanted to talk about being an empath. I personally believe that I'm an empath. Growing up, I didn't really know what I was feeling. I just thought I was a very introvert person growing up. But now that I've done my research and learned more about it, I definitely believe that I am an empath personally. So I'm going to talk about 10 signs and or traits that empaths have that can help you figure out if you yourself are an empath. So let's get into it. So the word empath comes from, it's a derivative of empathy. Empathy is the capacity to understand and or feel what another person is experiencing through their frame of reference. So basically, you are able to understand what they're feeling. Like, you are taking a walk in their shoes and truly understanding what they're feeling and why they're feeling it. You're not just giving them sympathy. Sympathy is just basically saying that you're sorry they're feeling that way. You're not really understanding where they're coming from. You're just basically giving them pity in a way. Which is why I believe if more people are more empathetic in this world will be a better place. But not everyone, for some reason, is capable of empathy. I wish they were, but there's a lot of people in this world who are not. But that is besides the point of this video, before I get into this whole rant for no reason. So let's get into, in this video, I'm probably going to give a lot of personal examples for the traits that I'm going to list. Sorry, I have no pants on, so it's hot as a outside. So no pants today. Not even in my house because it's pretty hot in here. And I also have my air conditioner off because I don't like the sound that it makes in the back of the video. So no pants. Deal with it. But let's get into it. So the first trait that I have listed in my book is close/intimacy overwhelms you. I also put in another trait that I felt like related to this. Also, like, big crowds overwhelm you. It's just that. you don't like being close to another. It's not that you don't like being close to another person. It's more of the fact that being close to a person, being close to someone, it it gives you all these emotions that they're feeling, and it's a lot to take in. And that's also why I put being in big crowds along with this trait, because when you're surrounded by so many emotions, so many energy, it's a lot for one person to handle when you're getting hit with all these different energies all at once. Like, it's tiring, it's exhausting, it's overwhelming, it's very stressful. I know a big thing when I was in school, I used to go out to these parties a lot. They were very big parties and in a very small space. Like, you're in a basement, you're in a living room. There's a lot of people in a very small space, and there's people touching you, people pushing past you. It's just a whole lot. And when I would go out to these parties, there was if I wasn't drunk, let's be real, if I wasn't drunk, I was very to myself in a corner, sitting somewhere, very closed off from people. And they used to tell my friend and be like, what is wrong with her? Why does she have like an attitude problem? Is she good? Why is she always so mad? And it wasn't that I was mad. It was just that it was a lot for me to be there. It was very overwhelming. It was very stressful. It was very exhausting being around all these people, all these high energy people. And it just took a lot from me. And yeah. I was most of the freshman year I was okay with it, but that's because I was very drunk most of the time. And as I went through the years, I became less drunk when I would go out, and it wasn't a fun time for me. It really wasn't. And I wanted to have a good time when I went out. I wanted to party. I like to party. I like to have fun, but it was just a lot for me. So it was very overwhelming, very overwhelming. Trait 2, I guess. You have good intuition. So your gut feeling is most of the time very on point. Probably 99% of the time on point. As a woman in general, I feel like in general, women are more capable of empathy than men. I don't know if it's the whole nurture versus nature situation and you're just nurtured more and more understanding of how people feel. But women's intuition most of the time is always right. And women are definitely more capable of empathy than men. So that's just that. But yeah, your intuition for like about a person or a situation is usually right and usually on point, and people should listen to you. Trait 3, you take comfort in nature. I personally love taking nature walks. I love being outside. I have a little pond that's 2 blocks down from my apartment complex, and it is great being outside. I hate bugs, but I just love being surrounded. My big thing, like, I love being by water. I don't know if it has to do with my zodiac sign. Yes, Aquarius is an air sign, but we're also the water bearers, so it could have something to do with that. I personally am not that big in astrology, but I love being by water. Being around a body of water usually calms me down. But yeah, I love nature. I have plants all over my house. I want more. But yeah, overall, if you're stressed or if you just need time to recharge, going outside in nature like usually recharges you, calms you down. Trait/sign 4. This is a sign that I've merged together in my research because I feel like the two go hand in hand as well, like I did with the first sign. You have a hard time not caring, and you also have a hard time setting boundaries. I know that was a big thing for me growing up. I care a lot about people, and even if I dislike the person, I feel like I've never hated a person. But if I disliked a person, I would still care about them, still care about their feelings, feel bad if something happened to them, wouldn't want anything bad to happen to them. And I also had a really hard time just setting boundaries with people. I had a hard time setting boundaries within my family, and growing up, I've learned that boundaries within your family, not only is it necessary, but it's also a healthy thing to do, to set boundaries within your family, set boundaries within your friend, set boundaries within your significant other. I was a person who always put myself out there completely, like wholeheartedly, and I didn't know where that line should have ended. Especially when it came with my family. Like, a lot of the times I've held grudges that I never had any personal vendetta against, any personal feelings against. I just held that grudge because my mom felt that way about someone. And that's not some way that you should live your life. Take it from me, because I've lost valuable time from people that I would have had amazing relationships with if it wasn't for someone in my family holding that grudge and making me feel bad for not holding that grudge as well. But in general, setting boundaries is important, not just for an empath, but anyone in general. Sign number 5/trait. People tell you your problems. When you're an empath, you're a very good listener. When you're an empath, you're a very good listener. You are very attentive. You're very open to what they have to say. And people want to tell you their problems. People feel comfortable with you. People want you to hear what they have to say. And you're basically Dr. Phil to them. A lot of my friends would come to me with their issues. And when I was younger, I would be like, yeah, I'm Dr. Phyllis. Because obviously I'm a woman, not a man. But yeah, people are comfortable with you. People feel like they can trust you with what they have to say, trust you with their problems. So that is another big sign and trait to have as an empath. Sign/trait number 6. You have a high sensitivity to sound, smells, or sensations. I know personally, I hate loud sounds, big booms. You had to see me on the 4th of July. I was all over the place. I was not having it with the fireworks, and it just, it made me very uncomfortable. It made me very uneasy. It made me very upset. I also don't like when when TV's too loud. I hate it. I hate when the TV's too loud. The TV is not over the volume of 30 within my house. I hate it. I don't like loud music. People think I'm crazy for this. It's not my thing. I'm very sensitive to scents and smells. I can't do a powerful perfume. It gives me headaches, just in general. Also, I think scents and smells have a lot to do with memory. I don't know if that has anything to do with being an empath, honestly. But it's a very big, memory thing. I don't really know how else to explain it. I guess. Sign/trait number 7.
Bruh.
Is that 7? 7! You need time to recharge. Growing up, I just thought that was an introverted thing. It is an introverted thing. People, the difference between introvert and extrovert. Extroverts typically are recharged when they're around people and they're out and they're very social and they're having fun. Introverts like to be by themselves to recharge, maybe lay down, take a nap, read a book, write, whatever. Like I said before, when I would go out to parties, it would take me a couple of days to recharge. I would sit in my room by myself, just lock myself away, watch some Netflix or whatever, and just chill, just relax, get my energy back up there. And one of my friends from college was very extroverted. She would tell me all the time, she'd be like, Bethany, I don't understand how being by yourself recharges you. She's like, I like to be around people. That makes me feel the most energized. And I was like, yeah, but that's just not me. I don't work that way. Trait number 8, and this time it's actually 8 fingers. You don't like conflict. Now, when it comes to not liking conflict, it also has to, I feel like it also has to do with how you feel, like how you're able to understand the other person's feelings, and you're able to understand where they're coming from. Like, I guess, I don't know, I've always been that person to play devil's advocate in an argument or a situation. I've had some really shitty things happen to me, and then even on the other side of the person, like, I would be like, I understand why this person did this because X, Y, and Z. I can see it from their point of view. I can understand why they felt the need to do what they did. Doesn't mean I'm gonna do that, but I get where that person is coming from. I understood why they did that, so I would never feel the need to fight someone about it. And I just, growing up, I just never liked conflict. I'd never been in a fight. My arguments with people didn't last more than a day, probably, because I just feel bad and want to apologize. I don't know, that's just me. But in general, if you're an empath, you don't like conflict. It's not in your nature to be a person to fight or argue. Trait/sign number 9. You feel like you don't fit in, and you tend to isolate yourself from people. I talked about this, well, I talked about me not fitting in my other video, of the short video about me. That's basically just talking about me growing up and how I just felt like I didn't belong. And when it comes to being an empath, I think it's just mostly, I don't really know how to explain it. I'm really bad at explaining things. I wish I was better, but I'm not. It is what it is. But when you're an empath, you kind of don't know where you fit in. You feel different from everyone else. And because you don't fit in and because you feel like you're not like everyone else, you tend to isolate yourself. You tend to hide away from people. And it probably comes with the introverted personality, I guess, that comes with being an empath. I don't know, that could just be me speaking, but I do feel like a lot of people who are empaths are also pretty introverted. Summer Walker, a celebrity that most of you should know, she claims to be an empath, and she is very introverted herself. She suffers from social anxiety, and I feel like that does have a lot to do with being an empath, because everything is so hypersensitive to you when it comes to emotions and sensations and feelings, that you just tend to hide yourself from people because it's like I said earlier, it's overwhelming. And number 10, you see the world in a different way, in a different and unique way. You yourself as an empath, you are a unique person. You are capable of feeling things that a lot of people aren't capable of feeling. You are able to see things and understand things and connect things in a way that most people can't see it. Me personally, I'm very detailed or oriented. I pay attention to a lot of things. Yes, I'm quiet about a lot of things that I pay attention to, and that's just because I just peep things and just keep on moving. But that helps you just see things in a different light. And the fact that you understand people in a more personal and emotional way than most people can, you see people differently. You see their interactions differently. You understand why they do things. And again, you may not agree to why that person made that decision or did what they did, but you understand why they did what they did. You understand where they're coming from. So you understand the world in such a different way. And most of the time, most empaths are walking to the beat of their own drum, and they have their own way of doing things. They have their own way of understanding. So, being an empath myself, I just want to give you guys some tips on keeping yourself sane, some tips on keeping yourself balanced. Well, and there's just so many crazy emotions, especially now with everything going on in the world. Your mental health is your number one priority, because it is exhausting being in this world right now. It is exhausting with everything going on. It is exhausting with everyone feeling all these feelings, which I understand why everyone's feeling everything, because I have a lot of emotions myself about what's going on in this world, and just added on with everyone else's feelings, it is a lot. So I have 5 tips that can help you just keep yourself sane. Number 1 is self-care. Taking care of yourself, centering yourself goes a long way. It really does. Meditate, do like hair and face masks, take bubble baths, take time out to read. Just do things that make you happy. Do things that help you balance yourself, helps you balance your inner peace. Step 2, you know how I talked before how empaths have a hard time setting boundaries? Learn how to set those boundaries, because boundaries are very important. Excuse me, oh my gosh, I have really bad hiccups today and they just won't go away, but that's besides the point. But as I was saying, boundaries are very important. Boundaries are a key component in a lot of relationships, like a lot. Boundaries are important in your intimate relationships, like with your significant other. Boundaries are important with friend relationships. Boundaries are important in your family relationships. Boundaries are very important. Once you start setting boundaries, you will realize that it is important. You'll be like, wow, why have I not set these boundaries before? I get it. It's hard. It took me a very long time to set boundaries, especially with my mother. It took me until I moved out to set boundaries with her. And well, no, it took me until I got into the relationship that I'm in now for me to set boundaries with her, but it took a lot. That was really hard for me. So I get that it's hard to set boundaries, but you need to set boundaries. Number 3, which I kind of feel like ties into number 1, because I feel like this is a type of self-care that you can use, but cleanse yourself and cleanse your space. To cleanse yourself, you can do some meditation. You can even cleanse yourself with sage. I kind of like to, or your crystals, whatever. Cleanse your space, clean it up. You just want to have a clear set mind and a space that is rid of negative energy, because you hold on to those energies and those energies are easily transferred to you. So you just want positivity around you at all times. So cleanse yourself and your space. Number 4. This is a big one, because people do come to you a lot with their problems, and it is a lot to bear other people's problems and other people's issues and other people's emotions, that it is difficult for you yourself to understand your own emotions, because it's mixed in with everything else going on in the world or going on around you. So go to therapy. Therapy is going to help you set these boundaries that I am talking about. Therapy is going to help you understand your own emotions that you're feeling. Therapy is going to show you that self-care is important to you and how to set time aside for yourself. I personally haven't been in therapy for a while, but I've been dying to go back. So hopefully I get back into it very soon. But therapy is very important. And talking to a health professional is very helpful in so many ways. And just being able to express yourself to someone who is going to help you understand what you're feeling is just a weight lifted off your shoulders. And last but not least is I want you guys to remember your emotions are just as valid as the other emotions that are around you. Like I said before, it's hard to understand where your own emotions are coming from, and it's easy to get them mixed in with what you're feeling. But when you are able to feel your own emotions, I want you to know that what you're feeling, it's okay to feel. If you're feeling sad one day, it's okay to feel sad. If you're feeling mad, it's okay to feel mad. Just when you're happy, and especially now in the time that we're living with the pandemic going on and the police brutality that we're surrounded by, and just the flat out prejudice that we are dealt with every day, you might feel guilty for being happy, but you need to feel happy to get through what's going on. It's okay to have those good times. It's okay to feel the way you're feeling. So I hope these tips help you get through whatever you're getting through, and I hope all my empaths out there are balancing themselves and understanding what's going on, and or at least trying to understand what's going on, and is seeking the help that they need to seek, as well as helping others. So I hope you guys liked my video. Comment, subscribe, like this video if you liked it. If you want to look out on more videos by me, hit that notification bell. Follow me on Instagram, which is BethanyCXOX. Also, we have a page dedicated to Manifest with Bethany with more updates on that page. More updates on that page. And that is at Manifest with Beth. Yeah. Until next time, guys. Bye.